You might be seeing safety pins on people's lapels and shirts more than you used to, which is probably not at all. The safety pin, what does it symbolize, and why might you want to wear one? Well, according to someone named, according to Book Nook, we have a post from them saying, following the Brexit vote, many people in the UK took up the safety pin to show their solidarity with refugees and immigrants, so that without a word, people may see your safety pin and know that you're a friendly face, that they are safe with you. I wear a safety pin to show that immigrants, refugees, and anyone else threatened by hate and fear-mongering of Trump and many of his supporters can know that I care and will do all I can to combat xenophobia, racism, sexism, and ableism. So there's a bunch of safety pins, and there's been people posting online. On Instagram, we see people who post supportive messages and images saying things like, I am a safe place, wearing a safety pin in solidarity with all those exposed to hate and violence after the election. Let's stand with allies. Heartwarming stuff. As opposed to the other stuff, which we just showed you, which is, there's a lot of images that we see in the wake of all this that further separate and divide us. This is one that says, listen, I'm with you. It's going to be all right. Hopefully.
Okay. You might be surprised by this, but I don't know. I don't love this.
I am so surprised.
Really?
No.
Why don't you love it?
I don't love the whole safe space thing. I'm like, look, no.
Yeah, if you were Muslim, you'd think differently, Cenk.
Well, or if I was even more hated than Muslim, like an atheist or something.
Yeah, an atheist Muslim.
Yeah, an atheist former Muslim who does a show opposed to this dangerous administration. Then I might want a safe space.
Yeah.
No, look, so we call this rebel headquarters because we're in the fighting back business. So politically, of course. So I don't know, it feels like, don't get me wrong, by the way, greatest of intentions. And if you're doing it, I got nothing but love for you, right? But I feel like, no, I'm not in danger. I am the danger. Okay, so Trump wants, like, I don't need a safe space from Trump. He needs a safe space from me. I'm the one who knocks. Okay, so like, my attitude is more aggressive. This is all in the political space, of course, right? So like, yeah, he's coming for us, but we need to be coming for him. So he should wear the fucking pin. So that's my attitude, but I'm more aggressive than the average bear.
Since you Trump supporters are talking about this, I'll give the lib perspective. I mean, I get it too. I probably won't wear it just because I'll forget. But the thing is, I mean, it's a nice, as you mentioned, Cenk, so to give you credit for that, you did say, I love you, fine, it's a nice gesture. But there are people who are actually can and will and already have been targeted for who they are. So to see some level of solidarity without having to look at someone in the eye, because you can sometimes in certain parts of the country and in your life, you can walk by somebody and know they just effing hate you. And they're like, oh, that guy. Let me take a wide walk around him. There's a gun range in West LA. I used to live right over in West LA down. And there's a gun range, and I'd always kind of known it was there, but I never paid much attention until there was this guy, 55-year-old man, standing outside, and I was walking. And I'm walking right at him. And he's got his guns all strapped around him. And he just looks at me, and I'm like, I would normally F this guy up if, like, a fight broke out, but he has this emboldened look on his face now because he's got his strap, and he just got through shooting at paper targets. So, like, you see, people give you signs all the time of their aggression, their hatred, and what they're gonna do to you, but you don't get so much of, like, without saying anything, I got you, I love you. I don't like that, that's cool.
So, and I like your interpretation of it. It's not just that, hey, we need a place to be safe, but the pin is saying, I got your back.
I'm one of the, yeah.
So now how do you feel about it?
Yeah.
Huh?
I want Trump to need a pin. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so, like, I don't want to run. So I want him to run. So I want all of us to get together and fight back politically, okay? And so I don't like that we're the ones in danger. And so I don't like that mindset. I want to be so aggressive in our fight back for equality, justice, American principles that he doesn't believe in, that he gets a little scared of us and is looking around, hey, anybody got pins around here? Are we going to be okay, right? But that's my peculiar way of looking at the world. But again, if you're saying, hey, I got this pin because I got your back, that's wonderful.
Podcast the whole 2 hour Young Turks every single day, commercial free. All-Star Tuesdays, Aggressive Progressives, Old School, Post Games, TYT Classics. You get it all with membership. Do it now. tytnetwork.com/join.